G'day guys, welcome back to IBM versus Intel. Zepph and I have just had cold showers and returned after the ZVZ between Zai and Rex Chapman. Oh my god, that game.
Oh wow.
Phew. Anyway, yeah, we got another game here. We have got Agenda versus Kumar. So let's just jump into this introduction screen here. There it is. So we got a TVP on Acheron Wastes.
Yeah, first TVP in a little while.
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen too many TVPs in our time, coming from the region that we come from. And in the AHGL, in fact, haven't seen a TVP for a while as well. So we're going to be a refreshing matchup for everybody to cool down after that last few games of intense action.
Yeah, for sure. It should be pretty good. So we've got Agenda and Kuma.
Yep. What can you tell us about Kuma?
Kuma seems like a pretty well-rounded player. He plays a lot of ladder, keeps on top of that meta game, watches a lot of StarCraft, he says. He's also actually a fellow guitar player like Maynarde and myself.
Oh, the brother. The brother can shred.
Pretty cool guy, yeah.
I like it.
But if we talk StarCraft stats, he's got 3 wins, 2 losses so far in the league. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty good. I mean,
that's healthy.
Considering how many times you get to come out, 3-2 is pretty much what everyone has, more or less, 3-2, 4-2, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually really have to point this out. They ask in these profiles, who do you fear most? And I think this is the best answer I've read, just from the ones I've read so far. Kuma says, fear is for the weak.
Oh, nice.
This guy, he means business.
This is a serious nerd right here. What about Agenda here? Agenda, one of the top Terrans for Intel last season. What about this season, though? He's experimented with Protoss a little bit in the beta, but yeah, he played a match during the preseason, but has decided to return to his Terran roots after Heart of the Swarm was released, which is not surprising after seeing a few of those Terran patch notes. Yeah. And his first official AHGL game is going to be as Terran, and I do believe this is it. So, can Agenda make a nice big splash here for Intel? He kind of has to, Zepph. IBM are up 3-0, so this is his chance to shine and begin the comeback trail, which is very long and scary with large looming tree branches and ravens and graveyards for IBM. Sorry, for Intel against IBM. So, with that out of the way, let's jump straight into the ZVT on Acheron Wastes. We're pretty keen to get it started. Here we go. All right, in the top left, we have got Agenda from Intel.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the red Protoss Kuma for IBM.
Kuma. Pretty cool. So, TVP, right at this stage, still the Oracle, an incredibly good unit in all the matchups. So we could see some mineral line harassment from the Protoss. The Hayras from the Protoss could definitely be going down. And of course, the Widow Mine, the most valuable unit for most Terrans here, is still extremely effective in TVP. Mainly against gateway units and also Dem Void Rays as well. You can actually catch a few Void Rays. And they do one-shot Oracles as well, so pretty handy unit. I think you'll agree. I actually think now that we've seen the Widow Mine kind of become the popular unit, remember how it used to be Hellbats? Remember how Hellbats was the big kid on the block and now it's Widow Mines? In TVP, I feel this is the matchup where Hellbats come back. I feel that they are really, really good against gateway units, especially heavy Zealot compositions. Their splash damage is quite incredible, their DPS is quite incredible, and I have seen them in many TVPs, but not really in the other matchups anymore, which is a bit of a shame. I still feel that they're very effective against other Zergs. Don't know how I feel about them in TVP, just yet. But against Zerg and Protoss, I feel that the Hellbat is definitely a unit that should still be worked with.
Yeah, for sure. The Hellbat seems to have dropped off a little bit since they tweaked it, you're right. But, I mean, it's still very early days. It may get tweaked again. Some people might come up with some sort of sick build that abuses Hellbats once more. We don't know. Maybe Agenda might show us something that works with Hellbats this game. But so far, this is a pretty large map. Often we get fast expanse. And so far from the gasless opening from our Terran player, it looks like it may just be a one-rax expand. Yeah,
it does certainly look like that. A pretty old-school, tried-and-true build. And it's kind of something that you can still do in TVP, but not so much TVT because of the presence of the Reaper. Reaper makes it very difficult to one-rax expand in that matchup. But can still definitely do it in this one. So Agenda looking like he wants to be the greedy guy. And Kuma, I don't know if he's going to 1-gate expand here. He's got 4 workers in total on those 2 gases there. So looking like he wants to get quite a bit of gas. Wondering what he's trying to do here. Possibly DT.
Yeah, he could definitely go for some sort of tech. It's going to be Stargate or DT. It's going to be one of the 2.
Yeah.
Actually, it could still be Robo.
Yeah, possibly.
1-gate Robo, 3-gate Robo, still quite a common opener for people who haven't quite found their feet in HOTS just yet, because it is very, very safe as an option. But he has scouted the fast expansion by now for... actually, he needs to just poke his probe in a little bit further to see that fast expansion, but once he sees that...
Scooch that little guy a little bit. There he is. All right, cool.
Yeah. All right, and so he may just go ahead and drop
Oh... Snake the probe from Metal Gear Solid.
Nice.
Kuma doing a good job here, just looking for proxied units and proxied anything really. Reaper's still a very good threat against the Protoss. And Agenda just keeping an eye on... well, just keeping an SCV out of range of the Protoss vision here. Can bring that in for another perv on the Protoss in the later stages of the early game. Late early game, I guess.
For sure, and it is going to be a Stargate from Kuma, which I'm really excited to see. I'm wondering if it's going to be a Void Ray or an Oracle. This early on, I think an Oracle is going to do the most damage. But, you know, I'm actually kind of curious if we're going to see a sort of resurrection of the 3-gate Void Ray all in, like Genius used to do.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that the 3-gate Void isn't used all the time, because of how powerful Void Rays are. You know, it's the... anti-PVT build where you just want to kill a Terran pretty quick, and unless they're amazing and scout you, they actually just straight up die. It's really hard to stop. Even with a couple of bunkers, and knowing it's coming, it's still hard to stop. So if you don't know at all, it's pretty much impossible if the player's got some skills. So yeah, really surprised to see that we haven't seen it. In fact, even with the Mothership Core incorporated as well, that's just extra DPS, another flying unit for Terran to have to worry about.
Yeah, time warps and mass recall if it gets too
exactly.
sticky. You
can just recall your all-in away. Oh my god. Are we breaking PVT with our theory crafting right now, Zepph?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe we should leave it to these guys, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they probably know a little bit better than us. They've probably played a lot more than us, too.
That's right.
Being busy nerds ourselves.
That's right, busy nerds.
Yeah.
Terrible at the game, so we cast instead. Oh no, that's what I do. Zeph's actually quite good at the game. We got the Oracle here, not a Void Ray, from Kuma going across the map to see what he can do against an Agenda, and I gotta say, this looks pretty good. The units from Agenda are out of position, no turrets here. Engineering Bay just going down for that +1, and the Oracle has begun its reign of death and destruction. 1, 2, 3 SCVs going down. 4, 5, 6.
How many more can he get? And he can just swoop out of there because the second one is going to come into the natural where all the SCVs might otherwise hide.
Wow. This is so annoying to deal with as Terran.
Yeah, alright, let's see if he can do any more damage.
I think he might be able to, Zepph.
Yeah. Well, he'll definitely get some done, but how much can he mitigate?
He's parked it though. So this, the one thing that I always forget to do with my Oracles is deactivate the beam when I leave.
Yeah, me too. On the odd occasion that I've played Protoss in HOTS, always forget that, but he does get a few more worker kills and denies the construction of the turret in the natural.
That's 6 kills on one, 5 on the other, 11 in total here. Let's see if I did the maths right. I did! Yes! I love doing maths live on stream and getting it right.
That's really awesome.
Feels good, man. Feels good. And Kuma just expanding behind this so safely. He knows that the Terran's not going to be moving across with the threat of Oracles in the main and the natural. Looks like the one in the natural is going straight home. And one in the main looks like he is as well. So he's done. He's finished. The turrets are up, though. So, I mean, once the turrets are up, the Oracle is made of paper, as we mentioned in game number 1 when we saw them. They really can't contest a mineral line that has the static anti-air defense in it.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, Kuma, with just that little bit of harass, has secured himself a sick lead, 41 probes to 26 SCVs. That is a huge worker lead at this point in the game. And he's going to continue with airplay too. He's pumping out some Phoenixes to support his army.
And getting charged behind this as well. I really love this from Kuma. He's just going straight up anti-bio with harassment to start off. So...
oh, double forge and everything. He's really going for it. This seems like a very well-practiced build from Kuma.
Yeah, I think he's played a few PVTs and Heart of the Swarm in his time. As you mentioned, Zepph is a bit of a ladder beast.
Yeah,
see that higher amount of practice games for Kuma really coming out here. And Agenda Definitely can't take away from him. He's been doing quite well, quite steady considering the harassment that's come across him. I've just straight up GG'd off a damage like that, but he is staying in this game. He is not far off the unit count here, I got to say, but the worker count, he still has a long, hard road ahead of him.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised not to see a Starport out of him just yet, but as soon as that comes down, that's when it's going to start to get scary for Kuma, because Stim and +1 is finished for his bio. Combat Shields is coming down too, and it will be done very shortly, as well as the +1 armor. And if you look at Kuma's army in comparison to Agenda's, on the ground there's actually not that much.
Yeah, most of it's in the air.
Kuma's army is going to really rely on being able to take a few units out with the Phoenixes and utilize the time warp and that sort of thing.
I'm actually honestly a little bit confused by the Phoenix. The mineral lines do have... Oh! Catching a Phoenix there. Good catch there from Agenda. But with the turrets in the mineral lines, what can these Phoenixes actually do? I guess against Medivacs they can do a good job, but there's a lot of bio here that he needs to contend with. This is actually a really scary army from Agenda.
Yeah, exactly. He's going without Medivacs too, so he's pretty confident that he can get something done here, and he may actually be right. These Phoenixes are going to have to pull out those Marauders, I think, but they're taking so many hits already. We're going to have to see a time warp.
The Photon Overcharge going down the Nexus. That amazing range. He's just out of range of that Nexus there. You can see the range there. Charge is done. This is going to be so important. Not that many Zealots, but it's pretty much what he's got to contend with here. Time Warp going down, and in he goes with the Zealots. The Marines and the Marauders actually in a really good position in the corner here.
One Oracle survives, Pulsar Beam goes down, dies so quickly, and everything just melts for Kuma.
Oh my god, this stemmed Bio Ball doing an amazing job. That positioning in the corner there, really utilizing this Marine count against all those Zealots.
Oh wow.
He's done
this
sick
is even
damage
out
to
of
Kuma.
range of the Nexus too. Great positioning by Agenda.
Oh my word. That's basically the best thing Agenda possibly could have hoped for in this game so far. After being chipped down by the Protoss so heavily in the early game, he just has this strong army, and Kuma really can't do anything about it.
And the reinforcements are streaming across the map. A third base is going to start being constructed for Agenda 2 as he comes in for his second hit. Here comes the charge in.
He doesn't have a Mothership Core to get the Photon Overcharge again. So all these Protoss units just straight up die, and all he's got is Phoenixes left. And in he goes to the mineral line. And what can Kuma do, Zepph?
Oh, this could just be it, Maynard. Everything is going down. The bio is too strong. Doesn't even need Medivacs at this point. The ground army is just overwhelming against Kuma's army, which was just, I think it relied on a little bit too much micro against straight up bio.
Yeah, I got to say, Agenda just basically stock standard muscling his way to a victory here with just macro and a great bowl of units that really... And the positioning as well in that first engagement was perfect for Agenda. He couldn't have hoped for a better spot for those Zealots to try and attack him.
Yeah,
so many Marines at the back, just destroying everything with their amazing DPS. These forges do go down, and Kuma just has some charge lots here, and I'm not sure this will be enough, Zepph.
Yeah, I think this is going to be curtains for Kuma. He's going in for his last stand with the last few charge lots. A few more being warped in, but the stutter step is actually really great from Agenda.
Yeah. Wow, amazing. And Kuma, GG's Agenda keeping it alive for Intel here.
Sick play.
My god.
After that much damage from Oracles, and he just goes, "Nup. I know you don't have a ground army," gets in there and kills him. Very, very nice play from Agenda.
Straight up great macro muscling there from Agenda. Does keep it alive, as I mentioned, for Intel. Now, 1 game 2-3 on IBM. Can they get the winning streak back? Stay tuned, guys. Game number 5 will be up very shortly.